Alright guys, so we're back with Crown Vic. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. I have this big mess of stuff I gotta hook up. So electronics gotta go in, fuel system gotta go in, all the vacuum components need to go in, and pretty much other than that, we're ready to fire this thing up. So got the headers in yesterday. If you guys saw in the last video, we ended up modifying the crud out of this header, but it does have long tubes in it. This is one of the few Crown Vics on the planet that has a set of long tubes in it. They are in, and they look pretty wild. So definitely not really worth the work, if I will say so myself. If you guys are debating on doing it, it's a ton of fabrication, a ton of work, especially if you're using a Mustang header. I had to completely cut and remake the top two tubes to route around this area of the steering over here. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're gonna do that. If you're not really familiar with tube work and exhaust and stuff like that, and very fab savvy, I wouldn't even bother doing it. Just keep the stock stuff in it. But I had them, so I was like, I'm gonna make them work. I was just kind of stubborn in that sense. But you can see I'm still getting over a cold, so I'm gonna work through it and get everything else hooked up. So we're kind of just clearing stuff off the table. So there's mostly just a bunch of hardware and bolts, and I have the starter to put in. That's already in from the other car. I just put these guys in. Pressure regulators and stuff like that need to go in, and then fuel fire up. So I'm gonna keep jamming, and hopefully in the next couple hours we'll be able to light this thing off. So let's get after it. Got to put power steering fluid in it, and there's no coolant in it, so I don't want to run it that long, but it works, it runs. Holy crap, that thing fired right up. Yeah. I actually know what I'm doing sometimes, yay. Thank you. Oh, this thing is ridiculous. This does not sound like a Crown Vic at all. Listen to this thing. This is my first modular motor swap. See the headers, all the heat shield, the seating in. Look at this thing. This is badass. Look at how nice that looks. Get some temp in it. Probably gonna run a little hot. It's only got coolant in it, but it's something. Not bad, dude. This thing's got a rip on the track. I can't wait to get it out there. What a little ripper. Sounds a lot different than when I brought it in, that's for damn sure. Damn, dude. What a rowdy unit. Goodness, look at this thing. Wow. That is the nice thing. So I ended up putting the old tune that was on the car, and I drove it like that for a while. So it's got a 91 octane tune in it right now. I don't know who wrote it or what. So I'm gonna have Marty Oaks write a new tune for this car. It does make 10.5 to 1 now. So we're gonna do a full 10.5 to 1 85 tune, Marty Oaks tune on this car. So if you're familiar with Crown Vics at all, that dude writes the most insane tunes for Crown Vics. He'll pull the most amount of power out of any Crown Vic. So that is the route we're gonna go. We'll do a full E85 tune, and then we'll do a probably a street daily driver tune, and then we should be good to go. Hands are on. That's our tent. Oh, we're good. We gotta check engine light. Actually, no. We just have the wrench. We don't check engine light. Gets the tunes working. Hell yeah. This is rad. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. I've wanted to get this thing done for 5 months, and I finally got it done. Not bad. Not bad. Give me a little pat on the back. But, alrighty. I'm gonna button a couple things up. I think Franklin's gonna help me put the hood on it. I need to adjust the clutch bad, and then build an exhaust before I go drive it. Alright guys, so we got the Vic up in the air. As you can see, this thing is rowdy right now. Very rowdy. So underneath it, literally just hater dumped right now with the 2 long tubes. And you can see, based on how low this car is, this is probably going to be an issue because the headers hang really low and the car is really low. So I think the alternate solution is to raise the car up an inch in the front. But I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to chop this collector off. I don't really like these bolt style. Here, wait a minute. Okay, we're good. I don't really like these bolt style flanges, so I'm gonna hack this off, and then I'm gonna probably angle it up a little bit and put a V-band there on both sides, try to get the header pipe up a little bit. And then, I mean, it's really hard to film this, but you can see I've got plenty of room in this tunnel right here to kind of go up. So I'm gonna chase that back, and then I gotta get the rest of this rear end system out. This is all just straight pipe, 2-inch garbage with an H pipe. I think there's an H pipe, yeah. This is all trash, so I'm gonna throw this all away. And we're gonna stick an X pipe right about yay, and then we're gonna do a hater pipe at the side, and then run it all the way back. So this is actually gonna be a combination of the system that's in this truck, as well as what was in this car. So this had a full back system with an X pipe in it. My truck ends up just going off the X pipe out the side. So I'm gonna be running a cutout, electronic cutout that's going to show up today for this car, and that will allow me to push a switch and run it straight off the X pipe like my truck, and then I'll close it and run it all the way back like this car was. So it'll kind of sound like both, hopefully. Being this is a drift car, I want to be able to go to the track, open up the cutouts, run it straight dumped off the X pipe. This thing's going to be ridiculously loud. You'll hear it on the rev limiter. It'll sound insane, even though it'll probably put down like 250 wheel horsepower. It'll still sound like it makes 800, which will be cool. Over here I got a Black Widow builder's kit, like always, same stuff we always use. So I'm going to crack this thing open, lay it all out, and I'll show you guys what we got. All right guys, so let's get into the bread and butter, what actually is going to be going underneath this thing. This system is going to be super rad. We don't have the cutouts yet. Those are going to show up tomorrow, so we'll put those in later. But I'm going to go over the products and parts that we're going to be putting underneath this car from Black Widow. So this is a full builder's kit. So this is what I'm talking about when I use this on every single car. This is what it contains. It basically contains 4 of each bend. So you have your U-bends, your 90s, your 45s, and then 4 straights. This gives you enough material to go from front to back of the car. This will give you everything you need to make sure that you can route it basically from the manifold all the way back. And if you want to run a side pipe kit, you can do that as well. So on top of that, we have our X pipe. This is by far, I've said this a million times and you guys have watched my videos, these things are the ticket right here. If you're gonna run a stainless system, you must put an X pipe in it. I mean, not must, but it's definitely the reason my truck sounds the way that it does. The Fox body sounds the way that it does.
God damn, that boy too fast. I couldn't even record it, he was too fast.
It does, and every other system sounds the way that it does. It's because of these stainless X pipes. Now, these Black Widow X pipes are amazing, the way that they flow. They kind of equalize all the pressures really well as well. But overall, that is definitely my bread and butter for all the systems that I've done, is that guy right there. So on top of that, running a race Venom muffler. This is a new one for me. I haven't really ran this. I ran one of these on my bullnose, my shop truck. And so this is basically a step up from their Widowmaker 10, which is what was in this, as well as the Fox body. So should be a little bit quieter. I probably should have went a step up into the Venom 250 instead of the race Venom. This car might still be too loud on top of the cutouts, so I probably should have went straight cutout and then a Venom 250 over the race Venom, but either way, it's gonna sound really good. And we're gonna, hopefully it's not crazy loud, but we're here to find that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting the V-band off, or getting the V-band installed on this thing, and we're gonna start working away from front to back. So let's get into it. Also have a link down below where you guys can check all this stuff out if you wanna grab it for yourself. I wanna give a massive shout out to the guys over at Black Widow for working with me on today's video. Support the guys that support me. So, I've got our V-bands welded on, I've got our X-pipe where it should be. That's pretty much where it's gonna live because I have not a lot of ground clearance, so I gotta tuck it up. I wanted it up further, but for the tips to run out the way that I want, I gotta push it back a little bit, but that's all right. So, I have a part of our 45 and a straight cut right here. So stick our straight, and we've got this portion to connect to the X-pipe. Should get us about where we need to go. I just gotta slide the X-pipe forward just a little bit. That should work. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my, that was almost bad. Alright, well this thing sounds freaking sick. So I got the Black Widow X-pipe in, sounds really good. It sounds like my truck in a little way, which is what I wanted. So now I'm gonna be running a cutout straight off the X-pipe out the side of the car, and then the closed section of the cutout will be going through the race Venom muffler out the back. So this is what I got. This is just some cheap stuff from Amazon. There really isn't a whole lot of options out there unless you want to spend like $500–600. But this is stainless, so I'm gonna put this in. and this is just for fun. I've never done this before, I've never had a car with this. A couple of my buddies have them, I don't, and I figured it'd be something fun to try out. So it's basically gonna get loud and louder. So straight off the X-pipe, and then it's gonna go through these. So we're gonna find out exactly how loud it is, straight off the X-pipe, and then through a set of Blackwood mufflers all the way out the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these things welded in. Comes with a little harness and a little key fob dealio. You can see open and close, and I can adjust that, and then I'll run it into my cigarette lighter, wire it up, and everything should just plug right in. So I'm gonna go and get these under the car, mocked up, and welded in. Serious? Alright, now that's done, I'm gonna give you a little tour. Alright, so this is our finished exhaust system. You see I rainbowed out the tips, just take a torch to them on the stainless, and it makes this cool blue color. You can actually do that pretty much anywhere on the system. But the system is now done. See, it comes back, and it's true dual exit on both sides. You can see it wraps up here. Goes on both sides of the axle. See what we got. So comes out the back, goes up and over the axle. That's a steep bend. You can see it goes up, comes right back down, and then it goes straight forward into our race Venoms. And then those have a cutout right behind them, and then the X-pipe. So you can see our system comes straight back off the long tubes there, into the X-pipe, into the cutouts, and then into our race Venom muffler. So I'm gonna wire up the cutouts real quick, and then we can go ahead and push a button, and we can have loud and louder essentially. So, and then it goes all the way out the back with one push of a button. We have our Fox body style, little shotgun tips out the sides, or out the back. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire up the cutouts, put the car back on the ground, and fire it up. We'll see what it sounds like. All right, so it's done. So let's hear what it sounds like, finally. Cool, I like that. That's sick. So I warmed it up a little bit already, so I'll do a couple little I may or may not be an idiot, but that sounds so sick. Look at that. Closed. Open. That's great. I like that. Not bad. You see the tips. They're pretty good. Not really good. I like that a lot. It's also surprisingly not hitting the ground. See, it's definitely tight. See the cutout motor right there? That is the issue up there. Not really ideal. So that's probably not gonna last. But I think the obvious solution is I need to raise the front of the car. But you can see it runs great. So now you guys get to finally hear it. This thing sounds ridiculous. But yeah, this thing's gonna bark. It's a good car. We are ready to rip. Hell yeah, so I'm stoked. Alright guys, well there you have it. The custom exhaust on my 2008 Crown Victoria P71 is now done. It has a non-PI. The PI head's got about 10.5 to 1 compression, I believe, in this thing now. We have a new tune being written for this thing. Right now it has one of the older tunes on it. Runs really, really good, but I do want to get it retuned so we know it's safe this time. And the Black Widow exhaust with the cutouts sound absolutely amazing. This thing has long tube headers, full stainless X pipe, no cats anymore, and then it runs to a set of race Venoms all the way out the back. And the cutouts are just straight dumped off the X pipe. It's not open headers off the cutouts, it's straight off the X pipe. So stainless long tubes just dumped off the X pipe there. And it sounds absolutely awesome. This is one of the best sounding 4.6s that I've heard. I don't think this camera does it justice. If you ever heard this car in person, it would blow your eardrums out of your skull when it's just blown off the X pipe. But it does sound really, really rowdy. And I can't wait to have this thing on track because this is a drift car. So this is going to be our purpose-built drift car, but it's also something I can daily drive. So it's nice, it's clean. You can see it's relatively clean right now. It doesn't have a lot of body damage or really any damage like that for that matter. And yeah, overall, this is just a really clean car. So I like to keep it that way, hopefully for a pretty good amount of time. But yeah. All right, well, I know you guys are thinking, where's the flyby clips? Where's the action? We want to see this thing doing burnouts and flybys and all that good stuff. Well, there's a couple things. So first, newer motor. It's not a brand new engine, so me revving it isn't going to really hurt anything here. And it has a decently good tune in it. It's not a bad tune. I just want to get the car retuned so I know it's actually like 100%. So me sitting here revving it, it's not going to do anything. Totally fine. I drove the car with this tune on it. But the second thing, this thing has a Mcleod twin disc clutch, which is an amazing clutch, and I can feel the bite on this thing already. However, I'll insert a video because this thing does not let the clutch release all the way. Now the issue with that I found out, and it's unfortunately my poor research beforehand and doing this, I've never ran a twin disc in a car before, so I didn't know this. But because this thing has a ball pivot style, because it was a cable clutch, the ball needs to be shortened a 1/2 inch because the twin disc diameter actually sticks out a 1/2 inch further than a stock pressure plate would. So therefore the fork is kind of at a weird angle. So we need to pull the ball pivot back a 1/2 inch to achieve correct fork geometry again. So I need to modify that. I'm gonna have to pull the tranny out, unfortunately, which I'm super bummed about, being I just put the engine back in. I have to pull the tranny back, pop that ball pivot out, put a 1/2 inch shorter one in it, and then we'll all be good to go. So the car does move. We'll be able to move it outside, move some other car projects in here until that ball pivot shows up. Should show up in about 2 or 3 days. And we'll pop that thing in and we'll be doing some burnouts. So with that being said, I hope you guys went on to enjoy today's video. Drop a like on it if you did enjoy. Grab the merchandise at 9sbcompany.com. Support the guys that helped build this car. Black Widow exhaust, Mcleod Racing. They have all the product in this car. And it sounds and it's gonna drive amazing. So massive shout out to those guys. I'll leave links down to all the products down in the description below if you want to check it out. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video with the Crown Vic. Later, guys.